Hello, gorgeous people, gorgeous women, men, if you're watching. Happy Thursday. And it's lunchtime, so I don't know who's on. We'll just hover for a moment and see who is free on a Thursday lunchtime. And if you're watching back, welcome. If you're watching on the replay, let us know and put hashtag replay underneath. And if you are watching, give us a little wave, give us a love and tell us what you're up to right now, whether you just had lunch, whether you're at work, whether you've got a day off, whether you're working from home. I know that on this page we attract quite a lot of people working from home. Hello, gorgeous. Hannah Moore, are you at home today working from home? Just had lunch perhaps? Let us know. And we're talking about stop denying yourself and why I like Bribey Dazzler. Now we'll get on to Bribey Dazzler in a moment, but one of the common themes with my clients and with so many people, with my friends, is this sense of denying ourselves, but you might not put it in that language. But when I ask people what they really want, so many people can't come up with what they want. Yes, you are at home. Yes, so many people can't come up with what they want. So while we're going on this, grab yourself a piece of paper, a bit of scrap paper and a pen, and ask yourself, do I know what I want? Do I know what I want? And sometimes we look at this in big goals, and I don't think it's terribly helpful to look in big goals. Everything that I have learned in terms of the ability to manifest and the ability to be fully expressed is we have to feel what we want. We don't have to know what that looks like. We don't have to know that that is a, maybe a yacht or a certain type of job or a certain car or whatever that is out here. What we do need to know is how we want to feel. So for example, if you want to feel more freedom, if you want to feel more abundance, if you want to feel healthier in your body, then we need to stop denying what aspects of those things we need for us. Hey Kylie, how are you? Yeah, give us a little wave. Let us know where you're at, whether you're working from home or you're just at lunch. We're checking in with what we want and why we deny ourselves. So I've got some examples here of how women deny themselves, and the theme, the why, is often wrapped up in that we don't feel we are worthy unless we are helping someone outside of ourselves. So let me know if you agree with that. Just put yes, I agree. Do you agree that as women, so often we tie up our self-worth in being out here, in the impact that we have or how we help others? And so often that means that we neglect or we start to lose sight of what that is that we really want, how we want to live our lives and who we really are. Yeah, let me know if that resonates for you. So there are a couple of things that I've come up with that I've played with over my life in terms of denying myself. And we have to look really on a day-to-day basis. And one of these things, and it might sound silly, is getting a cleaner. All right? Because there's so many, and I meet so many women that are busy, professional women, got families, and they are still spending 3 hours on a Saturday cleaning, right? When really that $50 or $60, and I know not everyone is in this situation, it's just one of the things that's come up for me, that 2 or 3 hours that you may have freed up, whether that's in your week, and that $50 or $60 that you might pay for how you want to feel. So if you want more freedom in your life and you want to spend more time on things that matter to you, what does those few hours bring for you versus perhaps the expense? And this is always, no matter what we look at, there's always do you stay in this comfort and sense of belonging, like I should be doing this and I should be able to do this for my family, and I should clean my house, like it's a big should. Why? Versus, handing that over. And this sense that a lot of women especially can have is that they need to be doing all of it, and they are somehow feel guilty or that they're incapable if they hand over some of these tasks to other people. So just sit with that. It might seem like a little thing, but feel into how that might mirror out or play out in other areas of your life. Are there other areas where you struggle to let go because you're denying the value of that for yourself, or you struggle to bring something in because you're denying the value of that for yourself? So in terms of this, my amazing woman that does my cleaning, I go out on a Thursday morning to teach my yoga class, and I come back and the whole house is spotless. She's even done my pots today and emptied my dishwasher. I'm just like, wow, emptied my bins. the lightness and relief that gives me, knowing that I don't have to spend 2 or 3 hours of my weekend doing that, is so worth that $50, $60. And I've been working in that time to create income, and I will spend more time during my day in the week when I'm not thinking about this or doing those little like cleanups where I can be more productive. So that's just one little area, but I really encourage you, to jot down where are some areas that you don't want to let go because you're denying that you are allowed, if you like, to have that freedom, to have that sense of having something more for yourself, whether that's time, or that you should be doing something. And of course, when we do offload, it might be something about offloading in business. I'm about to get a VA, and we were just working with each other this week, and she's going to be starting on Monday. And I know it's taken me a long time to bring in someone to help on my business, probably longer than I could have waited. And there are lots of things tied up in that. There's a sense of someone seeing my inner stuff, my inner biz messiness, right? Can I let go of some of the control around my business to someone else? Will I get overwhelmed with the time and the effort to train someone else? Will I get overwhelmed with that? And so I deny myself that help for fear of these other things. So that's another way that it can show up. Do you deny bringing something in for help around your business because you maybe have a fear that you can't afford them? But this is the thing, can we afford not to if we're on a path of growth? There is always going to be that point where there is this sticky point, this, oops, I just dropped something. Whereas we reach this edge of discomfort, and we can stay with it discomfort and sit with it and go, is it true? And is this worth it for me? If I have to pay $100, $200, a week for something, for some assistance or a VA, if I have to pay $50, $60 a week for a cleaner, is it worth it for me to get what I want? And if you don't have any self-worth, if you're always denying yourself, then you're never going to see the worth in it. And if we never see the worth in getting help, we're never going to get change, because if we don't get help in some area, if it's your personal health, we need a mentor. If it's your business, you're going to need to eventually have employees or a peer group or something to help you move forward. In your family life, if it's not extra things to support you, if you're on a path of growth in your business, then you are not going to grow. And so it comes back to, what is it worth to me? And if we don't put value on ourselves, then we don't put value on those things that could help us, give us more time, give us more spaciousness, give us more ideas on how to grow, give us more room for growth on a personal level, if that's where you want support. The other area that we can deny ourselves is that we should be able to be happier. We should be able to get over that anxiety. We should be able to get out of overwhelm. Hey, Kathy. And so that's another area that we can deny ourselves, that we need help. And yet, what is it worth to you if you, for example, had as much energy as you needed in the day, if you had as much time as you needed, if you were clear and you were clear about your passion and on purpose, and you were taking those steps every day, would that then be worth it because of the impact that you could make? Because you are creating that change, you're getting traction in your business or in your life. Is it then worth it? And, when I speak to clients that have, forked out, multi-thousands of dollars to do higher level programs with me and get that real support, initially the money's the issue, and they have to go, okay, and they get to that point of, am I going to deny myself this because of the money? Or am I going to deny myself this because of the time? Am I going to deny myself this because I don't trust myself to do this? But when they actually go, okay, no, this is worth it to me because where I'm at and what I'm struggling with, I am worth putting this effort in, putting this time in, putting this money in. And when we look back and speak to these women at the end, they're like, oh, the money wasn't an issue. It really wasn't a thing. It was just one of our great excuses that we deny ourselves, whether it's a cleaner, whether it's a VA, whether it is, a personal development mentor. Money is often one of the reasons we deny it, and it's often really not the thing. So with your piece of paper, just jot down, what are ways that you deny yourself? Do you deny freedom and time around household chores? Do you deny yourself around helping your business? Do you deny yourself around personal development? And all of these things say that the end result says, I should be able to do this by myself. And what you are denying is you're denying yourself that you are a human being, and all human beings need help and need other humans to help them. You're denying your brilliance, that if you had this, you could be something greater. So what we're actually denying is not that we are good enough now, it's that we're denying this potential even more greatness if we had help. Yeah? And so we keep ourselves in this sort of smallness and level of comfort, because it's not often that we fear that we're not enough. We fear that we are great. Yeah, if you've heard, I think it's Marianne Williamson who said that. We can fear that we are actually great. And if I am great, if you are great, which you are, does that mean I have to show up more? What does that mean that I have to do? And so we can get fearful and we can pull back. And I know that so many women, because I've spoken to so many women, I worked with so many women over the years, tie themselves up in busyness because they're denying the awesomeness of who they are. If they had more spaciousness to really express themselves fully, they tie themselves up in the busyness of daily tasks and family and business and obligations and shoulds, because they are denying how incredibly awesome they are. And if they have to really look at that, so if you have to look at that, in what ways are you denying you that keeps you small? And another way that I've just thought of is around food and drink. So we've talked about how do you deny yourself around like household chores and keep yourself tied up in busyness? How do you deny help in business that's going to stop you from moving forward, you know, and looking at the investment versus what you can get out of it, and seeing the worth in yourself and the worth in that help to move you further forward. And then we've talked about help in more of a personal development world, and having that mentor to get candid feedback and support about where your blind spots are, and seeing that you are worthy to do that so you can step into your greatness. And one of the other things is around food and drink and that peer pressure around what you know for yourself is, say, healthy, keeps your body vibrant, feels good in your body. And yet we deny ourselves that healthy vitality and allow the mind or peer pressure or circumstance and environment to dictate how we're going to eat and what we're going to drink. And again, so many women that I've worked with have like, you know, I know it doesn't feel good for me to drink every night, but my husband drinks. Or we have a big social gathering and, you know, often there's alcohol or there's food that I wouldn't normally eat. And, you know, I do it because it's just easier. And so again, we are denying ourselves, women, of feeding and nurturing and nourishing ourselves with the highest possible things that we could put into this body so that we are clearer, so that we are greater. And again, ask yourself, why? Why do I do that? It's not just because it's easier. It's not just because it's easier. Hey, Alicia, we're almost finishing up. So if anyone's jumping on now, go back to the beginning in a moment, because we've talked through several areas of the way that women deny themselves and why we don't own our value and our worth. Is it because we're fearful that we're not enough, or is it fearful that if we do this, actually we're going to outgrow and we are greater than perhaps some of the people around us, right? And then that gets uncomfortable because perhaps that's going to bring change. So we have to learn to be in that discomfort and ask these questions of, is it true? And am I worth it? And is this worth it to get what I want? Yeah. Is it true, this story I'm telling myself that I should be doing this or I should be doing that, or I'm not this or I'm not that, or it's easier this way? Is it really true? Because those levels of dissatisfaction and busyness and overwhelm, when they start to stack up and up and up and up, that's why women end up coming in and working with me, because that level of dissatisfaction and busyness and denying who they are, not allowing themselves to be creative, express, because they're so busy having the drinks with their mates, doing their business full time and not having any help, doing all the household chores, getting caught up in all the obligations, that there is no time to work out who you are anymore. Yeah, and what you want, what you desire, what your passion is. And so if you are fed up of living lackluster, if you're fed up of low mojo, low energy, and low passion for life, and you feel like you're on a treadmill, you're not getting anywhere, then you need to start looking at how am I denying myself and what steps am I going to take to say I am worth it and this is worth it if I want to create the change, whether that's on your health, whether that's around your business, or whether that's around your relationship. So if anyone is really yearning for that change and wants to reach out, then this is the expertise of what I do. I work with women, and our level 1 program is a one-on-one to really zone into what the issues are around you, stopping that change. Because if you were going to change, you'd do it already, right? You'd already have done it. If you had the tools and you knew and you're getting the feedback and you knew where your blind spots were and all of those things, then you'd have done it. And if you're not, and you know that you want some kind of change, then like I say, that's my area of brilliance. I can help you. Our level 1 is a one-on-one zoning in. Our level 2 is a group program, because so much of our stuff gets wound up with other people that we need to be in the presence of other people to really dissolve that. So if you want to have a chat about how all of that works and how I could help you, then I give free discovery chats. So please just PM me. I'll put a message down here. I give free chats in 20, 30 minutes to really work out whether this is the right kind of thing for you and whether we can help you. And whether you're ready for that, whether you think you're worth it. So have a fabulous rest of Thursday. Like I say, if you want to have a discovery call with me and talk about what's going on for you, then just put a message below or message me privately, and I'll be in touch. Because don't let yourself keep denying yourself any longer, because that level of dissatisfaction, overwhelm, and keeping yourself busy is accumulation. You keep squashing stuff down, and that's ultimately what ends up in a sudden burnout or sudden disease or exhaustion, or just that sense that life is slipping by, right? When are you gonna really start to go, yes, this is who I am, this is a life I'm gonna live to the fullest? If that's you, then reach out and let's have a chat about how we can shift you forward, ignite that fire within, so that you can really find some inner peace, passion, and purpose, and stop denying your absolute awesome brilliance. All right, my lovely, so have a great, great day, and we will see you again soon. Bye.